Hello people, how you going? Around the world on X, Twitter, YouTube, my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Now this is a follow-up of I've made a video about trauma and the mental health system. 3 videos. This is a follow-up and I've spoken briefly about drugs and medication. Now, I want to make this video. It'll only be 5-10 minutes or so. It won't bore you to bits, as I say. I want to make this video about alternative therapies and medicine, and talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of drugs, any kind of drug. Okay, so I'll start with this is obviously just a general guide to medicine, alternative therapies, and drugs. So don't take it too seriously. Everybody's different, each individual. So I'll begin with basically this is giving you a polarized spectrum of the good and the bad and the ugly, the good and evil, or the right and wrong, morally and ethically drugs, in my opinion. I've researched this, I've had life experience, I've studied as well, so take it somewhat as a guide, general guide. Now, there's obviously right and wrong in the world, society. There's legal drugs and there's illegal. Now I'll start off with the well-known that I know about these drugs, medication, in the mental health system. They're all obviously legal drugs if prescribed by a psychiatrist or a doctor. So these can be either good, bad, ugly. It depends on the dose. They're often called antipsychotics and benzodiazepams. These can have very nasty side effects if a patient is prescribed too much. As I said in the other video, their goal is to probably silence and calm down patients and drug them up, shut them up. Now, the side effects of antipsychotics, benzodiazepams, can be very detrimental towards a lifestyle and work and career and family. They can often have side effects of drowsiness, tiredness, even addiction like sleeping pills, sleeping tablets. So basically they can make you feel a bit numb if you take too many of them. And obviously to the extreme where you're that non-functional, not functioning at all, on way too many antipsychotics or anti-anxiety depressants, not functioning at all, to the point where you're down and out, you can't organise your life and you have to be put into a care home, or you're out on the streets homeless. So this can be a very dangerous drug as well. The psychiatrists and doctors, I agree, have a pretty hard job, difficult job of prescribing different patients of different levels of medication. So they've got to get the right mix, and this can be dangerous or it can be helpful. So talk to your doctor if you want advice. Don't go to this video for advice, but this is just a general overview of drugs. Now there's the mental health system. There's the mental health system, which I just explained, the medication, drugs there. There's legal drugs like alcohol. Alcohol, beer and wine and spirits, or alcohol as it's known, can be a dangerous drug too. People can become addicted, become alcoholics. The side effects to alcohol the next day, in the moment or the next day, people can become depressed after excessive alcohol consumption. People can become depressed, anxious, violent, angry, or anger can lead to violence. So these are just the common side effects of alcohol, depending on each individual's mental state, I guess. And obviously they can cause liver disease, heart disease, alcohol. But if taken in moderation, I think it's okay, alcohol. So it can be a form of alternative therapy or just consumption of a medicine to have a positive lifestyle. Marijuana can cause schizophrenia, as well as acid and what's the other one? LSD. Acid, LSD, and marijuana are all illegal drugs. Although in the modern age they're legalizing marijuana, but anyway, more often, more or less. So legalizing marijuana for patients with mental illnesses or cancer or any sort of ailment or disease or sickness to get better and healthy. But all these three, marijuana, LSD and acid, can cause schizophrenia as well. If you take too much of smoke too much, or inject with needles or whatever, they can cause schizophrenia, psychosis, anger outbursts, depression even, with and anxiety with marijuana, I know personally. Now, these are all mostly illegal, although they're legalizing marijuana for cancer patients and people with serious pain illnesses to get rid of the pain. And it does get rid of some pain, marijuana. It's a healing drug if it's pure, but it can often be laced in society these days, as any drug can be laced or poisoned with, like dangerous concoctions of other drugs, so it can be poisonous. And now I'll get to the other drugs. So I've explained legal drugs, and which another legal drug, obviously food's a drug. We all eat food and drink. Coffee and sugar and caffeine and fatty fast foods to feel better and make us happy. These are all good in moderation, I guess, but we've got to eat as much as we can to survive, but in moderation, obviously. So, and also there's other legal alternative therapies, call it medicine, whatever. There's exercise, which is healthy for everybody. There's food, drink, exercise, music, which is a great healing medicine, alternative therapy, or healing medicine, music. So, exercise, food, drink, study is a great medicine. for the brain stimulation of learning and keeping busy. Work can often be a great medicine, as in distracting from the negatives and turning it into positive and hard work. Now, what else is there? There's socializing in a moderate. These are all moderately. These should all be moderately prescribed, unless you want to be an athlete, for example, and do extreme sport. But all these things are moderately prescribed. I personally like an extreme amount of music to meditate. Now that brings me on to meditation. I meditate with music, drift away, sort of chill out, sit down, walk around with my phone, play music, and all sorts of genres, styles of music. The calming ones, not so much rap and hip hop and heavy metal, but the more calmer music, rock and roll and alternative and reggae and sort of music like that. So that can be very good for meditation. It doesn't always have to be, meditation doesn't always have to be sitting down and under a tree like Buddha. Like that sort of meditation. It can be anything really, just a continuous flow of calming thoughts. So these are all great legal forms of medicine, medication, alternative therapies, and healing properties. Drugs, call them drugs, whatever you call them, as you will, and to live healthy lifestyles. Now, the last part of this video, I remember, I'm going to talk about the illegal drugs, which are ice. Ice can make people very angry and go on ice rages, as they call them, when they're violent, and it can be very evil and a very evil drug. So there's the good, the bad, the ugly, good and evil drugs. So ice, heroin can be a very numbing drug, which is can destroy the organs of a body, human person, can destroy the organs, can make you numb. Abusing it, sleeping a lot, down and out, tired, so lots of bad side effects, addictive. You can even get HIV or any other disease, bloodborne disease, from injecting heroin or any other drug, illegal drug, by needle. So, yeah, be careful. They're obviously illegal for a reason, and they can turn a person who's social into a person who's just numb and just wants their next fix, is chasing their next high or chasing their next fix. So I've talked about the illegal drugs, ice, heroin, and marijuana, somewhat illegal. Different parts of the world it's not. So, what else? LSD and acid, I talked about them. They can trip you out. Psychosis episodes and make you go into a psychotic state of mental illness, schizophrenia, where you probably end up in the psych ward, the mental health hospital, for a while. So be careful of those. And now this is just a general guide. Now these are some guides, as I've been speaking about, drugs to take for a healthy lifestyle. They're sort of prescribed as alternative therapies, medication, alternative therapies, as opposed to going straight to the mental health institutions, the hospital. to get better and recover from mental illness. That's the main focus there. So the main focus is alternative therapies for people with psychosocial, psychological disabilities, not really the physical, like cancer or anything. So I want to focus on that. So thank you for listening. Now, as I said, I'm not naming names. I'm not talking about what I have taken, legal or illegal drugs. So this is completely kosher. This is okay to post a video like this about giving people somewhat slight advice, somewhat easy advice, or go-to advice about drugs, medicine, medication, alternative therapies for a healthy lifestyle and happy existence. And so thank you for listening. Goodbye. Have a good one, people.